The next point I have for you is one that I've only started doing really recently, but it's actually been really effective, and I definitely saw a massive increase in growth and in community since I feel like that happens with a lot of small businesses, and I still do catch myself out with this one. When you're starting a small business, you hear all these horror stories about Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope you're all doing really well. If you have clicked onto this video, I'm presuming that you are thinking of starting your own creative small business. And if you are, you're in the right place. If you're new here, I'm Millie and I've been running my cute and quirky online stationery business called Prints by Millie since 2020. After a few years in the industry and being able to make this my full-time job in June this year, I've learned so much about what it takes to build a brand, connect with your customers, and stand out in a crowded market. So today I'm sharing with you the top things that I would do differently if I was starting my creative small business now in 2024. I'm going to cover everything you need to know to hit the ground running with your new business. So let's dive in. If you are not new to this channel, you may or may not have noticed, but I've bought like a little wide angle lens for my camera, and I feel like you can see so much more of my studio in the background. It's definitely widened the shot and I'm definitely here for it. So let me know if you noticed that and if you can tell a difference. Anyway, classic Millie going off on a tangent. So the first thing I want to mention and that I want you guys to do is to embrace online marketplaces. I feel like it's so easy to fall into the trap of when you're starting a small business, you hear all these horror stories about Etsy, Amazon, selling on eBay, and all the horror stories make you really scared to start your business and to sell on those marketplaces. But ultimately, when you're first starting, online marketplaces like Etsy are so beneficial because it widens your reach so much, and you can reach so many more people than you would do if you were just trying to start off with your own website. Don't get me wrong, sometimes starting off with your own website is doable and it's not impossible to do really well straight away on your own website, but using online marketplaces I think is a really good place to start when you are just starting your small business. As well as the expanded reach, it also gives a trust factor as well, so customers who are browsing these marketplaces, I'm going to use Etsy as the example here because I sell on Etsy, so I have first-hand experience of this. I do also now have my own website, but when I first started in 2020, I was just an Etsy shop. And I just think that a lot of customers, when they are browsing online, they're more likely to purchase from Etsy because it's a more trusted platform than if they came across your website where you've not really got many reviews yet because you've just started out. And I feel like these days people are really skeptical about scammers and using websites they've never heard of before. So if you are selling your products on a trusted platform like Etsy, I feel like you're more likely to get those initial customers. And the other great thing about using platforms like Etsy is that people are going to find you a lot more easily, because in Google searches, if they're searching for a product, if you're selling a product on Etsy and your own website, when you're first starting out, it's likely that the Etsy listing is going to be higher up on the Google search because Etsy is a much more trusted platform, like I mentioned earlier. And also, people are always actively searching for specific things on Etsy. So if they search, for example, mushroom ceramic pot, I'm just thinking that because I've got a mushroom ceramic pot on my desk right now. If they search that, then it's likely that they are going to find your listing on Etsy because that's quite niche. Essentially, when you're just starting out, I think being on online marketplaces is a great place to start, and I feel like you can see traction and more sales coming in than if you were to just start on your own website right off the bat. My second point of this video is to make use of online branding and design tools. Branding is so important when it comes to a business, whether it's a huge business or a small creative business. I think it's really important to try and capture your personality and your brand and your aesthetic in your branding. Branding means everything you use to promote your business in terms of your logo, templates you use on social media, all things like that. It all needs to be cohesive and to really showcase what you do and who you are. And although it is really tempting and great to go out and hire a graphic designer to make your logo for you and to make all your brand assets, when you're just starting out as a small creative business, it's very unlikely that you are going to have the funds in your business account to hire a graphic designer because they can be really expensive. And this is not me saying that graphic designers are not worth what they charge, because I believe they are, but when you're first starting out, it's just simply not affordable. So by using professional online online branding and design tools, you can create your own branding. And it doesn't matter how long it takes you, just really take your time with it. Explore the different platforms, make a few different logos, see which one you like in the next couple of days, couple of weeks. Which one do you keep coming back to? Because there are so many advantages to being in charge of your own branding and your logo. One, it means that you can have really cohesive branding across all your social media platforms, your website, your Etsy shop, wherever you are selling or showing up for your business. You can create your own templates and exactly what you want to showcase your branding to your customers. And the other huge advantage that I think comes with doing your own branding is that you can evolve your branding with you and your brand as well as it changes. Because if you look back to 2020 when I first started my business, my branding and my logo is completely different to what it is today. And I feel like that happens with a lot of small businesses. We're constantly changing as we grow, we're constantly getting better, and our styles can change as well, and we want to reflect that in our branding. And if you are in control of that yourself, you can switch up your branding when you feel fit, and you don't have to worry about the cost of hiring another graphic designer to do this for you when that time comes. And that is why online tools like Kittl can be such game changers for small business owners and creatives like me and like you. Kittl are the sponsors of today's video, and if you have been watching this channel for a while, you will know how much I love Kittl and how many times I've spoken about it now. Kittl is a powerful design platform that makes it so much easier to create professional, high quality looking graphics without needing to be a design pro. Whether you're creating your logo, packaging, or social media content, Kittl gives you access to tons of customizable templates, unique fonts, and design elements. It's all drag and drop so you can create cohesive visuals that look like you hired a designer. One thing I absolutely love about Kittl is their selection of unique design elements and fonts that they have on their platform as well. They aren't just basic fonts, they really stand out and have so much character to them. Say for example, you are wanting a vintage look to your design or your logo, or maybe you want something modern and minimal for your Instagram posts. Kittl has literally got something for every single style. Another standout feature for me on Kittl is their vector export settings and high resolution quality. This essentially means that the graphics you create on Kittl are ready to print straight from the platform without losing quality, which is such a huge thing if you are an illustrator or a graphic designer. And as well as all this, Kittl ultimately gives you that flexibility to update your branding visuals at any time you like. If you want to switch up your color scheme, adjust a logo, or even create seasonal designs, it's all possible and easy in Kittl. For small business owners like me and you, this flexibility saves us so much time and makes it super easy to keep your brand fresh and cohesive without any complicated design steps, which we love to see. So I highly recommend giving Kittl a try, whether you are a creative looking to start your own small business, or if you are a small business owner already and you're wanting a platform to create your graphics for social media or to update your branding. I can guarantee that you'll be able to create that strong professional branding that you have been longing for and that customers love and recognize too. I will of course leave a link to Kittl down in the description, and if you click onto that link, you will be able to get 25% off your first month or your first year of a pro or expert plan. Thanks so much again to Kittl for sponsoring this week's video. Okay, the next point I have for you is one that I really didn't consider when I first started my small business, and it is to optimize your online store for conversions. If you don't know what a conversion is, that is essentially when someone goes onto your website and they convert into a paying customer. So most websites and most shops have loads of visitors that go onto their website, but only a small percentage of those visitors will actually convert into customers. So that's what I'm talking about when I say conversions. Your online store needs to be optimized and it needs to be really user friendly so that customers who go onto your website aren't scared off by anything and they do end up purchasing. So for me, there's a few main things that I think contribute massively to this. Number one is to make sure you have some customer reviews displayed on your website and on your product pages as well if you can. On Etsy, this is done for you, so if people scroll down on your Etsy listing, they will be able to see reviews that have been left on your shop or for that specific item as well. And then on Shopify, which is the website host I use for my online store, you can download apps on there where people can leave you reviews on your products, and you can edit your theme so that these reviews show on your product pages or on your home page and all things like that. I think it's really important to have reviews displayed on your shop, because I know personally if I was to go onto an online store and was considering buying something, I'm often quite put off if there are no reviews left on that listing or on that shop in general, and it just adds to that credibility and puts that that confident in them to think, yeah, this looks like a really good product, people are really happy with it, and the shop's got really good reviews as well, so I'm going to purchase this item. One of the other things that I think really contribute to this and to make sure that people visiting your site do purchase is to have really clear product descriptions, but to also have information clearly displayed about your shipping, your processing times, your returns information, and all things like that. Because again, people want to have that trust before they place that order. So if they can see in the product listing description everything they need to know, such as the dimensions, the material it's made from, how it's designed, where it was designed, they've got it clear in their head what this exact product is. And also, if people are wanting this product for a specific date, then they can look at your shipping information. You can even put this as a little line in the product description as well, just to say something like orders are processed within 1 to 2 working days after the order is placed and will be shipped using Royal Mail Tracked 48. Something as simple as that. This is something that I need to work on, and I am going to start putting little sentences in all my product descriptions on my website just to let people know the usual processing time and shipping time for products and the service that will be used. Again, just because it alleviates any shock factor and people know exactly what they're buying, they know when they're going to receive it. And again, returns information, you could have that as a little section on your menu on your website where people can look to see if anything is wrong with this product. For example, if it's clothing or apparel where the size might be slightly too small or slightly too big, what is the process for returning the item if anything was wrong? They can look there and they know, okay, I'm going to order this then, because if it doesn't fit, I can always just send it back and a replacement will be sent. It's all these little things that build the trust in a visitor to your website, and then ultimately, if they have that trust, they're then more likely to go through and purchase the item. My next point is a really lovely one, and it's to focus on community building. By this, I mean really trying to connect with your customers, with other small businesses and creatives as well. It will just make your small business journey so much more fulfilling if you have that connection and if you really focus on creating and building that community and making friends, essentially. There's a few things that I do now in my business that I didn't do when I first started, and I think if I'd have started doing these earlier, that sense of community would have built a lot more earlier on, and I just think the sooner you can start doing these things, the better. So the first thing that I do now that I wish I did when I started is to showcase behind the scenes content and document your small business journey if you feel comfortable doing that. So it wasn't until almost 3 years into my small business journey when I started documenting my small business life on YouTube in these vlogs. And it feels so weird to me because I can't remember doing this business without doing these vlogs. I know that sounds really strange, but to say that I had almost 3 years of running Prints by Millie without vlogging and without doing YouTube, that's just so strange to me because I feel like YouTube is the hub of my business now, and I just can't imagine doing my small business without my YouTube channel. And I definitely saw a massive increase in growth and in community since I started this channel. So if you feel comfortable being on camera, or if you think it might be something that you want to try, I would highly recommend giving it a go and see what you think, because it's just been so beneficial for me in so many ways. I want that for you guys as well. So yeah, if it's in the back of your mind to start a YouTube channel or to document behind the scenes bits, whether it's in like day in the life reels, even on Instagram, definitely give it a try, because it's another creative outlet as well at the end of the day, like editing these videos and creating the content. It's all just so fun and creative. It just adds another element and aspect to your business. If you're not comfortable being on camera and you don't want to do those types of things, then another really great thing that you can do is to send out newsletters to email subscribers. So start building an email list as soon as you can. An email list is essentially people who voluntarily give you their email address, whether it's through an incentive, like if you say get 10% off your next order if you put your email address in this little box, or whether they've already placed an order and they've ticked that little tick box on the checkout page where it says please tick this if you would like to hear from us. They then get added to your email list in your system, and you can then send emails out to them and send behind the scenes content, a little update email. You can send out some sales discounts to them, and it just builds that community over there as well, because they are ultimately your most engaged customers, because they have voluntarily ticked that box to say yes, please give me updates. And that's a really nice way as well to show some behind the scenes content over there. You could do a little roundup of the week, of the month, to share what you've been up to, whether it's business related or not. It's completely up to you. But yeah, if you're not too comfortable doing the vloggy side of things, definitely also consider building that email list as soon as you can and sending emails and newsletters out to your customers. Another great thing to do as well is once you have started to build a community around your brand and you're starting to feel that connection with your customers, it's a really good idea to start offering exclusive perks to these people as well in your community. This could be in the form of a Patreon. So if you don't know, I have a Patreon where people can pay a small sum of money every month to support me and my business, and in return for that they get exclusive perks and benefits as well. So I give them 15% off my website every month. They get access to a private group chat where we can all talk to each other on Instagram. They also get early access to any shop updates I do, so if I launch new products they will always get access before the products go live to the public, and it's just little things like that. So it's a way of giving back to them and a way for them to support you as well, and again it just builds that sense of community even more. The next point I have to share with you guys is a little bit of a cliche one, but it is to prioritize quality over quantity. This can be in terms of products that you release in a collection. So personally I think it's so much better if you have just a few products that you've really thought about intensely and crafted to perfection. Maybe you've redesigned it a few times to get it just right, rather than just thinking,
oh my gosh, I've only got 3 products in this collection, I need way more than that,
and then stressing yourself out trying to get as many products ready to release in that collection to the point where you can't perfect each one and you're probably not 100% happy with each of the products that you are putting on your shop essentially. And I've done this so many times and I still do catch myself out with this one. I often find myself thinking I don't have enough products in this collection and ideally I would like more, and then I try and make more. I just stress myself out, and then it kind of takes the beauty away from those products that you really took your time with and made sure they were 100% perfect. This point of quality over quantity is not just about products either, but it can be about so many other things as well, such as email marketing and social media content like YouTube vlogs. I think it's so much more important to prioritize the quality of your videos, the quality of the emails that you are sending out to your customers, rather than just trying to get as many out to them as possible all the time. With some things such as Instagram, I don't think quality over quantity always relates to that, because on social media, a lot of the content you see these days, I mean like Instagram, TikTok, social media, a lot of the content is really raw content. It's not really edited, and that's kind of what people like to see over on those platforms. So in terms of Instagram and TikTok, it kind of depends what your aesthetic is and things like that, but sometimes quantity is slightly better than quality because people aren't too fussy with what they see and like the quality of the content is on Instagram and TikTok. But whereas with YouTube, especially for me, I like my YouTube videos to be edited in a specific way, and that takes time. So my upload time frame is once a week, sometimes a couple of videos a week, but I wouldn't want to stretch myself to do more than that because I know that that would mean I wouldn't be able to spend as long editing the videos and I wouldn't be as happy with them before I put them out. So it's just finding that balance with quality over quantity, but I definitely think prioritize quality over quantity. The next point I have for you is one that I've only started doing really recently, but it's actually been really effective, and that is to release limited edition items. So recently I went to Belle's Pumpkin Patch. You will have seen the latest vlog if you follow this channel. I vlogged the whole weekend where I was selling at Belle's Pumpkin Patch and I had my pop-up shop there. I actually took some limited edition items to the pop-up shop, a couple of notepads, a sweater and some magnetic bookmarks, and because at this event I was able to say to the customers these are limited edition items, you won't be able to find them other than at this market, it kind of built that excitement and they were like, oh okay, I really do like it, I really do want it, so I'll have to get it now then. And then they bought it. The thing with that was I did still have some left at the end of the market, so they then did go onto my online shop, but again I said that they were limited edition items, and it built that excitement again and got people going over to the shop to buy these items because they knew they wouldn't be coming back, and it was like special limited edition, can't find anywhere else. As well as building excitement and that sense of urgency, it's also really beneficial to do limited edition items because because you're able to test the product out or products before you buy in loads of stock of it and loads of inventory and have to keep that, and then you find that it's not a popular product and you've got loads left over to try and shift. So doing limited edition items can be really beneficial for that as well. When you release the item or items, you can see how popular it is before you've actually bought in loads of stock of it, if that makes sense. And it also gives back to your community a little bit as well, because you're making them feel special. You're allowing them to buy this one-of-a-kind piece from you, this one-off design that no one else will be able to get their hands on. And it just makes it really special. When you are starting your small creative business, always keep it in the back of your mind whether any of the products that you are thinking of releasing, think, could this be a limited edition item? Can I build that sense of urgency for it and that sense of community to give back to my customers and things like that? I think limited edition items are so special and there's just so many advantages to selling them. And the last point I have to share with you guys in this video is to stay flexible and adaptable in your business journey. I think when you're first starting to think about starting your own small creative business, it's quite easy to forget about all the difficult things that are going to come with that. For example, negative customer reviews, mistakes that are going to be made along the way, setbacks. There are so many things that can go wrong along your small business journey. But the thing that you need to do and remember is to be flexible, be adaptable, and always succumb to these changes and kind of take them in your stride. So if you get a negative customer review, take their feedback on and see how you can improve what they've said, unless their review is just spiteful and nothing to do with anything you're doing. For example, you can get reviews about delays with postage and stuff, but we are not the delivery drivers, so it's not our fault, but they seem to think it is. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But if it's a review that's perhaps not completely negative, but it's just got a point in there, like a point of improvement, take that on board and see how you can improve that thing that has been suggested. Try not to take it personally, because you've just got to remember that you are just one person and this is all new to you. You're constantly trying to do everything, all the small business tasks. Sometimes it is really tricky to get everything absolutely right, and some things just might slip through the net. In terms of being flexible and adaptable as well, by that I mean don't be scared to try new things. Don't be afraid of change. Have a look at trends that are going on and see if you can create any products or social media content to take advantage of that. Experiment with new ideas. If you're finding that sales are slow, or perhaps they're not what they have been in the past, it might be that people's interests have changed, trends have changed, and that means that your products need to perhaps change a little bit as well. So experiment, see what people like, see what's selling well on your store, what's not, and then make changes to suit that. Don't just constantly sell the same products, the same designs all the time, because you probably will hit a wall with those. And it's just important to remember to switch things up and be adaptable and flexible. And those are all the points that I have to share with you guys in this video. I really hope you found it helpful. If you have, please leave a comment down below and let me know if you are thinking of starting your own small creative business. I would love to know. And if there are any points that you would like to make as well, please leave those down in the comments so that people can read through them, and that would be super useful. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like so that I know you enjoyed it, and it will help to push this video out to other people who are perhaps thinking of starting their own small creative business. And if you liked watching this one, I do upload studio vlogs and other small business related videos every week to this channel, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future ones. And hopefully I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye guys!